I was the only peak Tier 6 Awakener in the Apocalypse, packing an SSS class ability. But right when I was about to break through to Tier 7 and ascend to Godhood, my fiancé injected me with the Zombie King's blood essence. I went completely berserk and got struck dead by a divine lightning tribulation. As I was reduced to ash, my fiancé stared me down, full of hatred, and said, "Lu Chen, if you hadn't used that last life serum back then, Jiang Fan would still be alive." Right as my consciousness was fading, I activated my hidden SSS skill, Time Reversal, and snapped back to the day Jiang Fan just had to pick a fight with the Lion King. Same as my past life. The three of us were out scavenging when we ran straight into the Lion King. With our current strength, going head-to-head with it was suicide. One wrong move and we'd have a zombie horde on us with no way out. But the second Jiang Fan laid eyes on the Lion King, his whole face lit up. The thing was clearly wrecked, a gaping hole in its gut, dark red blood gushing out. I spotted this Lion King first. Its blood core is mine. Nobody's taking it from me. Yixing didn't say a word. He just turned and looked at me. Lu Chen, Jiang Fan is weak. Barely respected in the Alliance, always getting looked down on. If he absorbs that blood core's energy, his power will shoot up fast. Let's give him a hand. In my past life, I could have walked away clean, but Jiang Fan saw the Lion King was hurt and went in for the kill, got swarmed by zombies. Yixing, who'd already made it out, turned right back around without a second thought. To pull him out, I stayed behind to hold the line. By the time I made it back to the Alliance, I was barely breathing. The Alliance chairman used that last life serum on me, and I pulled through. Jiang Fan, though? He got infected, turned, and was put down. While I was zoning out, Jiang Fan came hauling back like a scared dog. Behind him, a raging Lion King and a wall of zombies. Yixing was pulling Jiang Fan by the hand, running flat out. "Lu Chen, what are you standing around for? Get in there and hold off the Lion King!" So I booked it, faster than both of them. "Yixing, that Lion King is in full berserk mode. You seriously want me to just walk up and die?" Yixing's face dropped instantly. "Lu Chen, you're a Tier 5 Awakener. What, you want all three of us to die out here?" I laughed. "Yixing, you're a Tier 5 too. How come you're not stopping it?" Yixing stumbled for half a second, but the zombie screams behind her forced her to speed right back up. She shot me a death glare. "Lu Chen, I'm your fiancé! Man up!" I gave her a mocking look. "You know better than anyone whether I'm a man. And by the way, you're my fiancé, but you're out here holding another guy's hand right in front of me?" Yixing went red with embarrassment and rage. "Lu Chen, what are you even talking about? I'm holding Jiang Fan's hand so he doesn't fall behind. He's weak. Someone's gotta look out for him." Jiang Fan looked at me with the most pitiful puppy eyes. "Bro, Lu Chen, don't blame Sis Yixing. It's all my fault. I'm the one holding you guys back. Please, just do something." Then the Lion King caught up. One roar and my eardrums nearly blew. Jiang Fan was already banged up from before, and now he was way past his limit. He coughed up a mouthful of blood. Yixing saw that, eyes going red. "Lion King, I'm gonna rip you apart!" She conjured an ice sword and drove it straight at the Lion King's head. One swipe of its massive claw, the sword exploded to pieces. The shockwave sent Yixing stumbling back. She was Tier 5, sure, but I'd been covering for her too long. Barely any real combat experience. And she was squaring up against a Lion King in full berserk mode. Jiang Fan was yelling, "Watch out!" from behind, too scared to step up. Yixing gritted her teeth and fired off a volley of ice arrows straight at its eyes. But the Lion King's defense was insane, nearly impossible to break through anywhere except its weak spots. The Lion King swung its arm. The arrows exploded against it in the sunlight, leaving nothing but a few shallow scratches. Zero real damage. If anything, it just pissed the thing off even more. It stomped toward Yixing, each step shaking the ground. Zombies swarmed in from all sides. Yixing went pale. She finally realized she was completely outmatched. She instinctively looked back toward Jiang Fan. "Lu Chen, are you seriously gonna let her die? That's your fiancé!" Honestly, I'd love nothing more than to watch both of you get torn apart. But I had to keep up appearances. No way to know if someone was filming nearby or if other Awakeners were watching. The Alliance doesn't go easy on people who ditch their teammates. With that in mind, I left an afterimage in place and reappeared behind the Lion King. I jammed a Berserker serum into it at lightning speed. It went into an even wilder frenzy, roaring non-stop. Just as its claws were about to shred me, I faked taking the hit, launched myself like a cannonball into the building across the street, then dragged myself out of the rubble and got the hell out of there. Let's see if you two can survive a fully berserk Lion King. I'd barely cleared 2 blocks when I spotted another Lion King. This one was in way worse shape. 2 fist-sized holes punched through its chest and a broken leg. Clicked immediately. 2 Lion Kings must have fought over territory. This one lost. It was lying on the ground, thrashing in rage, not a single zombie following it. A Lion King normally matches a Tier 5 Awakener, but this busted up one was no match for me. I wrapped it up in under 30 seconds. Then I carved the blood core out of its belly. Egg-sized, ice-cold to the touch, but hundreds of times heavier than an actual egg. I tucked it carefully into a special jade case. This thing doesn't just massively boost an Awakener's power, it's also hard currency in the Alliance. 1 complete Lion King blood core could get you 100 high-grade life serums, or 1,000 nutrition vials. Just as I sealed the case, zombie screams rang out in the distance, mixed with Yixing's cursing and Jiang Fan's crying. I crept over to check. Sure enough, the Lion King I dosed was going absolutely wild chasing them. Yixing's ice abilities were nearly tapped out. She had no choice but to run. Jiang Fan was so scared he dropped his ability sniper rifle, just sprinting behind Yixing for dear life. "Sis Yixing, do something! Why is this Lion King so much stronger? And bro Liu Chen, he got blasted away. Is he dead? Ye Qing glanced back mid-run. The Lion King was closing in fast. She was so panicked, she was practically in tears. He's not dying that easy. That jerk Liu Chen. I leaned against the rooftop wall and listened to her curse me out. In my past life, if I hadn't held that Lion King off for you guys, you wouldn't even be here talking trash. Consider this a taste of what it feels like to be hunted. Then, boom. A massive explosion. Buildings crumbled all around. Was that a controlled demolition from the Alliance, or had those two panicked their way into triggering the Alliance's lockdown defense line? I leapt off the building and hit the blast site in just a few jumps. Zhang Fan was flat on the ground with 7 or 8 bite wounds, clearly infected with zombie venom. Sure, he was an awakener, but his level wasn't nearly enough to fight off the toxin. Without a life serum, turning was only a matter of time. Ye Qing's left arm had been ripped clean off, her right hand still locked onto Zhang Fan, refusing to let go. The Lion King had taken the explosion head-on. Half its body was blown apart, but it was still roaring. Bloodshot eyes locked onto the two of them, desperate to tear them to shreds. I pulled out the holy light sword without a second thought and ended it in one strike. Grabbed the blood core, then thought about it, and decided not to kill them. Letting them die here would have been too easy. While Zhang Fan was out cold, I made sure to cripple his third leg first. Then I grabbed them both, one in each hand like they weighed nothing, and hauled them out of the danger zone.